Economics and supply chain. There's a good chance your day started with a cappuccino or a cold brew, and you aren't alone. In fact, coffee is one of the most consumed drinks on the planet, and it's also one of the most traded commodities. At least 20 to 25 million families around the world make a living from growing coffee, with the assumed average family size of 5 people. More than 100 million people are dependent on coffee growing. A total of 10.3 million tons of green coffee were harvested worldwide in 2018. The coffee market size is estimated at US dollars of 126.17 billion in 2023 and is expected to reach $158.89 billion by 2028, growing at a compound annual growth rate of 4.72% during the forecast period of 2023 to 2028. Today, Brazil is the world's leader in production of green coffee, followed by Vietnam, Colombia, Indonesia, Honduras, and Ethiopia. Coffee beans from different countries or regions can usually be distinguished by difference in flavor, aroma, body acidity, and grit texture. These taste characteristics are dependent not only on coffee growing region but also on genetic subspecies variants and processing. Coffee production is a big industry for one reason. Coffee consumption is truly a universal affair with 2.3 million cups of coffee consumed globally every minute. By total volume sales, coffee is the fourth most consumed beverage in the world. That makes the retail side of market a major factor, dominated by companies like Nestle and Jacob Dewey Egbert. Global retail coffee sales in 2017 reached $83 billion, with an average yearly expenditure of $11 per capita globally. Of course, some countries are bigger coffee drinkers than others. The biggest larger consumer by tonnage are the US and Brazil, despite also being the largest producer and exporter. But per capita consumption is significantly higher in European countries like Norway and Switzerland. What does the coffee supply chain look like? First, it starts with coffee from plant to factory. There are two types of tropical plants that produce coffee, both preferring high altitudes and with production primarily based in South America, Asia, and Africa. Coffea arabica is more pollutant bean with a more complex flavor and less caffeine. It's used in most specialty and high quality drink in arabica coffee. Coffea conpira. Meanwhile, the stringer and more bitter flavor, it's also easier to grow and it's most frequently used in espresso and instant blends as robusta coffee. However, both types of beans undergo the same journey of 10 process. First, growing. Plants take anywhere from 4 to 7 years to produce their first harvest and grow fruit for around 25 years. Second, picking. The fruit of the coffea plant is the coffee berry containing 2 beans within. Ripened berries are harvested either by hand or machine. Third, processing. Coffee berries are then processed either in a traditional dry method using the sun or wet method using water and machinery. This removes the outer fruit, encasing the sought after green beans. Fourth, milling. The green coffee beans are hulled, cleaned, sorted, and optionally graded from factory to transport. Once the coffee berry is stripped down to green beans, it's shipped from producing countries through a global supply network. Green coffee beans are exported and shipped around the world. In 2018 alone, 7.2 million tons of green coffee beans were exported, valued at $19.2 billion. Arriving primarily in US and Europe, the beans are now prepared for consumption. Fifth, roasting. Green beans are industrially roasted, becoming darker, oilier, and tasty. Different temperature and heat duration impact the final color and flavor, with some preferring light roast to dark roast. Sixth, packing. Any imperfect or somehow ruined beans are discarded and remaining roast beans are packed together by type. Seventh, shipping. Roasted beans are shipped both domestically and internationally. Bulk shipping go to the retailers, coffee shops, and in some cases direct to consumer. Straight to your cup. Roasted coffee beans are almost ready for consumption, and by the stage, the remaining steps can happen anywhere. For example, many factories don't ship roasted bean until they grind it themselves. Meanwhile, coffee will grind their own coffee on site before preparing drink. The rapid growth of coffee chain made Starbucks the second highest earner in US fast food venue. Regardless of where it happens, the final step, bring coffee straight to your cup. 8. Grinding. Roasted beans are ground up in order water to better extract their flavors either by machine or by hand. The preferred fineness depends on the darkness of the roast and the brewing method. 9. Brewing. Water is added to the coffee ground in a variety of methods. Some involve water being passed or pressed through the grounds like espresso, drip, while others mix the water and grounds like French press and Turkish coffee. 10th. Drinking. Liquid coffee is ready to be enjoyed. One average cup takes 70 roasted beans to make. The world choice of caffeine pick-me-up is made possible by the structured and complex supply chain. Coffee isn't just a drink, after all, it's a business.